you have to be somewhat labeled, right? Like you have to have a label to identify what it is we're talking about, you know? So we got our next caller, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Call in America. This is Kelvin and Taylor. Who's calling and where you're calling from, caller?
This is Sean from Arizona.
Hi, Sean.
Sean from Arizona. How are you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Hey, you know we're doing a show right now, so we're a little bit busy.
Of course.
Weigh in, Sean. Talk to us. Speak your truth.
Okay, so there's a couple of things. One, I did have COVID. I do work out at Lifetime, and I own a small business that was just shut down.
Oh, shit.
You had COVID-19?
No, I did.
Wow.
From a gym?
No, I don't think it came from the gym. I'm not quite sure exactly where it is. So my husband has been working from home, and he stays home all the time.
Wow.
I do all the grocery shopping. I do all the errands. So I don't know exactly like where it came from. I got it first, and then about 5 days later, my husband got it.
Wow.
So it could have come from anywhere.
Are you guys all better now?
Yeah. For me, it felt like I had a backache, and then I felt like I had a small cold or allergies. I wasn't even sure that I was sick.
Wow.
But I stayed home, did all of that just in case. And then by the time I got better, then my husband got the same backache. And now he had it a lot worse than I did. He was bedridden for 2 weeks.
So, you say you have a dance studio, right?
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, I own a dance studio.
Speak your truth about that whole deal. Go ahead.
So I am totally for shutting everything down. I just feel like they shouldn't be just selecting certain businesses that are doing it. Because for me, like the dance studio and the gym that I go to, not that I go there all the time, but they all spend so much money to to help with the situation and to try to be more safe. And when I would work out at Lifetime, I have a personal trainer that I work with. All of the machines, some of them are blocked off. You can't use them. And before I get on anything, the trainer would wipe everything down with like a spray. Yeah. And then when we were done using it, they would wipe it down. And then people would be coming through cleaning as we were working out. And we were wearing masks, too.
Yes.
But, I'm all for, like, the shutting down, but it's so weird for them to only select these 5 industries that they picked. Especially for us, we just got to reopen. I'm $20,000 behind in rent.
Wow.
I have to buy a new air conditioner for the studio, and now I have to shut down for another month.
Wow. Are you losing clients and whatnot?
We haven't lost the clients, but they weren't coming in.
Yeah.
Like some of them were, but not enough to really like maintain anything. And rightfully so, they should wait until it's safer. But for me, I just wish that there was more help from the government, as like rent freezes, that sort of thing, or some sort of help, so that we could have more of a peace of mind to get through this.
Yes. So talk to me. There's the whole idea. I mean, there's this whole concept that they are suing. What is it? It's is it Lifetime that's suing?
Yeah. So it's Mountainside Fitness,
Lifetime and Mountainside. Yes.
So they're suing, right? They're suing.
Doug Ducey.
They're suing Doug Ducey. I believe it's not a class action suit. It's
individual.
So weigh in on that. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that's the appropriate way to go? Like, do you go ahead.
Well, some of the other dance studios contacted me to ask if we wanted to do something similar. And for me, I wouldn't necessarily want to sue because I want to stay open. I would just want help to be able to get through this month, so I could pay my employees and so that I could, pay rent and everything. That's what I would want out of it. But I wouldn't want to necessarily sue to be able to reopen.
Yes. Yeah. So what's interesting is that what you were talking about is you were saying that they had it down packed, right? These gyms had a system about how they kept everything clean. You guys are wearing masks. You guys are taking care of the situation, right? Which is what they told you to do, right? Which is what these these guidelines that came out told us all to do. We went out to restaurants, right? We went out to restaurants, and the first time we went out to the restaurants, that when they got back open, everybody had it down packed. Like, it was honestly. Like, what would you say, Tay? Like, it was like an amazing experience, right?
It's super clean, sterile, 6 feet, mask, sanitation, everything.
Handled, right? The next week that we went, and then we did this because we had our show. We had the social distancing hotline. So the next week we went back and we checked those same restaurants out. just gone. All the precautions, all the sense of urgency around keeping things clean, gone.
There was a couple things like they still facilitate 6 feet apart from one another.
Sure.
They still had hand sanitizer and like ketchup packets and stuff, but there was still like the waitress was like right in our face talking to us
without
like,
a mask. Like it was uncomfortable.
It was almost like they went from 150% down to like 50%.
Down to 50%. And so I believe under this whole this shutting down that Ducey has just recently did, restaurants are still open. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Up to 50% capacity, right?
Up to 50% capacity. So restaurants, it seems it's very interesting, and I think I'm kind of agreeing with you in that, like, why just pick these 5 industries and not the whole entire thing? Because restaurants, for sure, we saw it live. They were on point one week. The very next week, it was like, this is an issue. Like, I don't want to come back to these restaurants anymore. So
and I don't know if you saw that report today. There was a restaurant in Tempe that is being investigated for having their employees still work while they had COVID.
Boom.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yes, and if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know that you're never allowed to call in sick. Like, that just
you're gonna lose your job.
It's not a saying.
You're gonna lose your job.
They will not let you call in sick. Period. End of story. And I was hoping during this whole thing that a lot of businesses would change their mindset about when you're sick, go ahead and stay home. But it's clear that some of these restaurants and some people are still trying to have things be the way that they were, and that's what's going to be causing all that spread. But it's so they either have to shut down all the individual restaurants and bars, or they need to go through and see which ones are actually following the rules, which I don't know which one is the answer for it. But it's not fair for some that are doing everything right to be shut down because others are not following the rules.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with you.
I saw some bars and clubs out in Scottsdale that were starting to get fined right before the shut down again, and I think that's,
and they look crazy,
right?
Yeah.
They should be fined, and it should be like a hefty fine too, like not $250, but like $3,000.
We have Raina Bojorquez who says, she goes into restaurants and they're always full. Again, they're not even following the guidelines, and yet they're still allowed to operate business. And I get it. Here and here's where I'm on your side, is that, like, you're a small business owner, right? This is your business. You said you're $20,000 in back pay of rent. You know what I mean? And now you have to close, but these other small business owners that are having restaurants that are not following the guidelines are still open. It's a tough call.
Yep.
My friend, what are you doing for the 4th?
We will just be staying home. We're building puppy forts for the dogs.
Hey-o!
Depending on how to calm them down during the fireworks. So we thought that was super cute. So we're going to make some forts in the living room.